Hi everybody, how you doing today? Well, today's video is going to be about God's oneness with all of creation. Now, we've always taught that God spoke into a book by prophets, and they told their stories. I would imagine by now that a lot of you have your own stories to tell about God, about the times when you almost died and God intervened, the time you were going through such horrific hardship and God intervened, and about catastrophic events. I'm not talking about destruction, I'm talking about forest fires, destroying your homes. And in the end, did it pull you closer to God? I'm going to tell you this over and over. God awakens those who cannot awaken themselves. And even then, many will not awaken to God's presence, nor his blessings, or his gifts, or his miracles that he gives every day. God's oneness is, God is embedded in all of creation. Yeah, let me repeat that. God is embedded in all of creation. That's how big God is. He is the creator of our universe, all the galaxies you see up there, the stars, the planets, all of this. When he came here to create, he wanted something so very special for the universe. Something like no other. He wanted to see something went into something so dark, whether these souls would find their way back to God. Well, that's what you're doing right now. Finding your way back to God. You're going to need him more, I'm telling you. I would work on at least saying hi to him once, twice, 3 times a day, or as many times as you like. I tell him all the day, all the time, how much I love him. And don't forget about those guardian angels of yours. Tell them how much you love them too, because they're here to protect you. They're here for protection over your soul. That thing inside of you, your heart, they protect that. There's times when you left the house and you were in a hurry and all of a sudden, your car just wouldn't start, at least not right away. And then it did start and you took off. When you got halfway wherever you were going, there was a huge wreck. Multiple vehicles involved. That's right. God does things that we don't understand to keep us from, cashing out early. God's oneness. If you guys are the ones that are here now listening to this, then there was a great shift in your life. One that truly woke you up to the fact that maybe there is a God and he is watching over me. That's how I got here. Yeah, big wake-up call. Not that it threatened my life, but if it had gone any further, it could have. God gives those the chance, and some of those chances need to be very severe in order to knock somebody back into their hearts. But many will not do this. Many will continue on, not ever opening that heart up to see just how brilliantly and beautiful you truly are. God's oneness revolves about absolute trust. This is something else I'm going to be bringing up more than often. Start telling the truth. Because where you're going, you can't lie. You know, and I had this story where there were times when I did tell the truth and I knew I wasn't going to get anything out of it if I told the truth. But if I didn't tell the truth, I may get something out of it and it'll just pass me by. But you know what? God tested me on many, many things about telling the truth. And one of them, actually all of them, showed me that there was a bigger picture behind telling the truth. Do you really think that God can make a universe and planets and all this with lies, with all the angels in heaven? No, because they know there's a greater good. Humanity is uniting. Many, many thousands are waking up every day. They're seeing what's going on now. That's right, they're waking up. And the dark ones do not like this. So they're going to spread fear, as that is the only true weapon they have. Don't be fearful of what happens or what you see. Okay? Now I want to bring up something that was recently seen on TV or in the news. There was a hotel in New York. I mean, a building in New York that they needed to add 20 levels to. And all of a sudden, like 6 of the floors started buckling because it was not done right. I counted at least a dozen AI videos of that building collapsing. A dozen. And there's probably more than that. So be wary about what you watch. Okay? You already know they lie. Just listen to your governments. They don't tell you the whole truth, and they never will. That's why God's kingdom has stood the vastness of space, the vastness of time. It has stood because there's absolute truth in all his angels and all his peers that walk with him. You know as well as I do that we are not alone in this fight. We are not. But you have to open your heart door so that you can see more of what's truly going on. God's oneness. There's been so many times when I have felt this, I don't know, like a surge of energy and this love just pouring on me. And I know that God loves me. And this is something that you must do. Without opening a heart, you will never know whether God loves you or not. And tell him the truth. You may think telling the truth is just going to get you nothing. Well, believe it or not, don't think that those people that lie, their karma is coming now, full circle. Tell the truth. Work on that. You don't have to be perfect about it, but always aim for the truth. Because if you're hiding from the truth, that'll get you a lot of karma. Remember I always talked about shoulders, the lies, they're dragging on them shoulders, weighing you down every day. Now God does forgive. So start opening that heart so that you can start forgiving for the things you've done. And send that It has to be genuine from the heart. I'm telling you, just by saying it doesn't mean it's genuine. Okay? And a lot of more people, especially our indigos, the older ones, you're already seeing what's going on. But so do a lot of other people. Listen to them. You'll know if they're genuine. You know, if they say one thing here and then turn around and say another thing over there, well, you already know. Well, it's already sad that there's no genuineness in our government, except for a few that are trying to make change. But ultimately, humanity will make that change. See, you guys are so powerful. I'm talking on the inside. When you start telling the truth and you start loving God, pulling him to you, give him a hug once in a while, you know, you will see drastic changes in your life. Now, he's going to keep you from going back, but if you're persistent, he'll let you go back. He'll let you enjoy that old rock and roll you used to do. You know, you get thrown under the bus once, he'll let you do it 2, 3 times, you know, but each time it's going to be essentially harder, and it will knock on your heart like no other. Start telling the truth and start reaching for that golden God of yours. And I don't care who you call God. He is the one only true. God has many names. Remember that. But I will tell you that God is absolutely a loving God. There's no other sidestep. It isn't maybe this, maybe that. God is absolutely a loving God. Anything less is not coming from your Creator. God's oneness, when you open that heart, you're going to start seeing a change inside of you. You're going to start feeling more sensitive toward certain things. Some of you may get an anxiety. And this could be very hard, but it's only because you're still doing the same shit you've been doing. So it's going to weigh heavier on you, on your head, on your consciousness, in your heart. Change. Change. Do something better. Do goodness. That's how you get rid of that anxiety that you're having right now. So, I say again, God's oneness is a stillness that sits within inside of you. And this stillness will keep you balanced. But you got to learn to meditate. That's how stillness and balance works. You have to slow this down. Don't let it run like a jackrabbit. Slow it down. Then you will hear this tenfold more. And your strength will come from this too. Not from this. I told you in my last video, God cherishes this inside of you more than he does this thing up here by far. Be your own soul's destiny, your own journey. Everybody has their own ship. Some ships will slosh from side to side. Other ships will sail right through the storm because their sails are full and they will get through the storm much quicker because they're the ones that have God very close to them. But I'm telling you, if there's ever a time that you need to talk to him, I would suggest you start working on it because it's going to get louder. Yes, it is. It's going to get louder. Oneness is when all of us unite together in love, compassion, empathy, all these things that we cherish and don't ever receive very much of. I myself have seen change in me so drastically. I'm smoother, more controlled, lots of empathy and love and compassion. And I'm very balanced. Not much knocks me out of my seat, not like it used to, because I know where I'm going. And I want you guys to know where you're going. But there's two things here. There's going to be full disclosure of what's in your stars, and there's going to be full disclosure of what's been going on in your governments and many, many other things. All this is coming to light. Start believing in yourself. That's a big factor. Just because a few people tell you you're not worthy or you're not worth anything, I don't care what they think. I only care what God thinks of me. That's the difference. Those naysayers, they have no idea unless they're talking to God themselves. And most of the time, they are not. They're in here. They're thinking the power versus the weakness. This is not your weakness. It is the most powerful gift I'm going to help you open, so that nobody can ever push you down, throw you under the bus, or take advantage of you. I am going to do some more meditation videos for a little bit more advanced users. And a lot of you do meditate. At least I hope you do. Because without meditation, it's going to be very difficult to find balance. Especially if your ship starts rocking. Or is caught in a storm. You know, fear rages from a storm. But let me tell you something. God is the storm. There's a difference. When God's looking down, he sees that storm. Those other ships that have no connection to God will continue on being in a rough sea. But you, God sees. And he tends to blow the winds much less so that you can make it through the storm with ease. So, your oneness with God is you. And I always tell you, he's inside of you. He's not outside of you. He is inside of every soul on this planet, including all the kingdoms, the animal, the insect, the plant kingdom. He's inside everything. So work on that inner you. And I'm going to tell you a little hint, a little something I don't mention about. Every one of us has an inner child, a softer version, a more truthful, open, honest. And that inner child is who God truly wants. He wants that inner child to believe in him. Remember, you can have all the faith in the world, but if you don't believe in God, it's only like half a handshake with God. So that inner child would be your softer you. The one that brings tears, worries a lot. Start talking to those angels. They can get you through anything. I'm telling you, anything. I'm not perfect, and nobody is. So always remember that. Always remember that. People with power tend to think they're perfect, and they are not by any means. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to pull the chaff off you so that you can sprout and be the wheat. The one that God has always been looking for. The real you. Not the mask, not the fake. The real you. When you become your real self, you're right, you're going to lose some friends because they're going to see change in you that, oh, well, if you're going to be like that, don't worry. God will bring you new friends. Okay? But God is going to pull you off to the side and get you alone from everybody so he can work on you. This time, I would call that the dark night of the soul. You may think that everything is crashing down around you. But God is going to see whether you're going to still be the chaff or you're going to sprout into some wheat. Sometimes we call this the crystalline butterfly effect. When you open that heart, you're going to go into your crystalline chamber and you are going to transform your soul and your heart into something beautiful. It's called transformation. Start telling the truth. And this will come much quicker. Talk to God. I do all the time. Remember, God and you are between you and God. Nobody else. Always remember that. This is a personal ascension that is happening on the planet. And you, and just like me, I see the blessings that God has given me. But if I went over and tried talking to, my uncle or whatever, and he would just laugh it off. So remember, the blessings are for you and you alone. So you can understand that God is truly there for you. I know there's a lot of times I want to tell you a lot of things right here on this channel. And down the road, I may talk about it. But I know right now, we're all not ready for it. There will come a time when I will tell you some magical moments in my life. And a lot of them came when I started telling the truth. Because you never have to look behind you. Ever. Your soul can grow and be bigger and lighter without the anchors behind you. So work on you. Work on being truthful. And give that golden guy a shout from time to time. And make sure you give those golden guardian angels a shout too, because they're with you 24/7. God sent them to watch over you so you can complete whatever you came here to complete. You're learning. This is a school, the toughest school in the whole entire universe. And you are in the middle of something amazing that's coming to this world. Be the wheat. Tell the truth. You don't have to tell anybody. Just tell God. Because that's all I need to know is how much I love him. And I love him very, very, very much. So, I'll be bringing this oneness to a closure. And may all of you please subscribe, like, and share. And have a beautiful, gorgeous day. And I love all of you very much.